I'm home cold, you standing trial. Why ain't I see you around?
I mean, what do you think about the whole like defunding the police? What do you think about the relationship between, police and, the African American community? And I'm sure you've had your run-ins with, I'm positive, with police, and whether that was negative or positive. Like what are your thoughts on, you know, how to rectify the issues with policing?
Well, I have a connection into the whole policing thing. I think a unique view of it. I was almost a cop
Okay.
when I found out my second son was going to be born, and I was kind of getting in this acting thing. I wasn't. I was going to stop playing and say, "Hey, man, I got to get a job with benefits," and I was going to try to become the most exemplary police officer. And turns out I was called in to the supervisor's office where I had scored super high on this test and found out that they said, "Well, look, we're supposed to discard you now." I'm like, "Why?" And he said, "Because your IQ is too high."
Wow.
And I'm like, "What? You scored too high on the test?" Despite the fact that I had, it showed that I had these, my instincts of protecting innocent, what I would put myself through to then, my IQ was too high, and that proved to them that I'm more susceptible for corruption. This is what they said.
Wow.
And
That says a
I
lot about
knew
the training.
people and the higher ups in the police department, and I'm like, "Is this for real?" And they said, "Yeah, unfortunately, it is." And as years went on with cops, I'd ask them, "Is this in all of the police departments?" Google it. Google it.
I've seen that before.
It's even now, still. If your IQ is too high, you can't become a cop because you are not programmable. They say that you're not going to be challenged by the job. I mean, this is personally like that. So when I see the dumb shit that's happening,
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
speaks
I'm
volumes.
not surprised
Yeah, that speaks volumes.
because who you are as an individual, if you look at things a certain way, and then the peer pressure, the glory shit that goes on, in the police department, and that team mentality. You're taught to think like a team and everything else.
right,
So
yeah.
your way of thinking
Yeah.
can easily be manipulated.
Right.
Because they've made sure that you are malleable
Right.
to it. So, again, this is not some shit that I'm saying I'm just too smart. Well, they said it, not me.
Right.
So that goes into when you're sitting there going, how could a cop be I know how.
Right.
I wish they changed the damn criteria.
Right.
And here's another thing. You just think about this. Okay, let's go logic, total logic. Say you're a white guy who hates black people, and you want to disparage and inflict harm on black people. Those people exist, right? Right? White people there's white men who hate black people,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
If you hate black people, and you want to hurt them, what job might you go for?
Yeah.
What job is it that you can inflict harm on black people? What job might that be?
CO, God.
Yep.
There's a lot.
Okay, so
Judge.
all right, so logically, those people exist.
Yeah.
They have to work. If you like your job, and you get paid for it, and there's other people like you, well, couldn't it stand to say that if you were a prejudiced person, you might want to become a cop? And it's not that hard to, hey, do you hate white people? I mean, do you hate black people on,
Right. Check.
on answer 16? No, I don't dislike black
Why
people.
would you ask me that?
Yeah. It's like you think that test is that hard?
Right.
That you can hide? You're. So I mean, come on. So Are we going to pretend that these people don't exist?
Right. Right.
And there might be some of them that's trickled in
Yeah.
that dislike black people and dislike them even more while they're on the force.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to pretend that that's not a possibility?
Right. Right.
Yeah, because I can't think of a better job if I dislike black people
Mm-hmm.
than being a cop lording over black people.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think the fix, if there is one? Like, what do you think? Is it obviously it starts from the top?
Yeah, first starting from open up this bullshit with having people who are so malleable that you can brainwash their
Right.
thinking.
Right.
You know, people who can think outside of the box. The public should know this.
Mm-hmm.
The public should know about the criteria which that it takes to become a police officer, and know that a lot of the public, they're a little clearer than a lot of the officers are. The way I look at it is you are being paid for this service, right?
Right.
And I'm sorry, talking about, oh, but it's so dangerous. Motherfucker, you get paid for
Yeah,
it.
you signed up for it.
Right. So I believe a cop shouldn't shoot until they shot upon.
I agree.
You know what I
said the
mean?
same
That's
thing.
what
I
you
said
get
the
paid
same
for.
thing.
Oh, we got to
Exactly.
go home to my get another goddamn
Get
job
another
then.
I said I agree with you. 100%.
Get another goddamn job. One because for this, you're supposed to be a hero.
Exactly.
I know it's rough.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I mean? But let the people who are built for this do it then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you shooting somebody who's
Yeah.
not a threat to you
Exactly.
should not even be in your repertoire.
Shouldn't even be in your mind. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Unless,
so-
I said the same thing. Unless you got a gun trained up to you and they firing on you, or somebody is coming at you with a hatchet or something where it's imminent danger, all that other bullshit. No.
No. Like
That's not what you here to
like
do. You signed up for this. Go
the
squab it
Marines
out.
Say that?
Go squab it out.
Marines don't say, "Oh well,
Right.
look, like come on now."
Yeah.
So this whole criteria of being police officers, being able to understand
Yeah.
like multidimensional thinking,
Right.
shouldn't be a detriment.
Damn. That's
That
crazy.
should not be something that excludes you from being a cop.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so basically,
no,
to
you
be a
can-
cop, you can't be too smart. you
Right.
know?
You can Google that today.
Wow.
And that's the situation. And of course, I would have never known that
Yeah.
had I not. And this was like 1990,
Right.
or whatever, when I was
Yeah.
trying to be a cop, and to be just shocked that that's the case. But yeah, fact is, I don't think anybody should be firing on somebody that's not presenting a threat or is not shooting back.
I agree 100%.
At all. And a lot of cops don't know they don't have confidence on apprehending somebody physically.
Right.
Because they don't learn martial arts.
Exactly.
Because I've probably taught close to 70 different cops.
Right. Hell, they don't learn basic people skills. Sometimes it's just how you talk to people.
And do you think that there's a possibility that some other insecure, like nerds
Yeah.
wanting revenge?
For
Do you
sure.
not think that some of them got it? And I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying, do you think that some of them not getting? I got family in police. Like my brother's Secret Service, and there's not one cop who can't tell you that there's other cops with chips on their shoulders.
Right.
And that's amongst them.
Right.
How do you think they'll be when they're off in their own world in their own squad car?
For sure.
So yeah, there's a lot of that. It's part of the fabric. There's cool cops, and then there's a bunch of insecure. And we come from a world, fitness, martial arts, all that type of stuff. Look at all the cases there.
Yeah.
These are worlds that attract people who are insecure.
Right. Right.
Hopefully, they get some discipline along the way and get corrected from that.
Yeah.
Because insecurity a lot of the times is
That's the root of
that's
Yeah.
what drives you somewhere.
Absolutely.
Doesn't mean that you have to stay that way.
Right.
I was insecure getting into martial arts. Not so.
People don't do their work.
I'm
though.
not there now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's really that's really kind of like, to look at look at what connects it all.
Yeah.
And with the policing thing, and of course, they learn to use excuses as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And a lot of that stuff is fear.
Yeah. Yeah.